Story 1. First, I stopped eating fast food. Then, I stopped drinking soda. Then, I started running. Then, I started running every day. Then, I got a gym membership. I've kept it off for 5 years now. Story 2. Compounded semaglutide, eating less and exercising more. Tracking calories. I still order DoorDash, but one meal is now 2 meals. For example, with a burger and fries, I'll eat the fries and half the burger for the first meal and eat the second half of the burger for the next. Story 3. I was gaining and losing all my life with diets mostly, and I can 100% say that being in love with someone helps. For the last 5 years, I was in good shape. But then I got pregnant and gained a lot. I was huge. But what happened during that time is that my metabolism finally came back to normal. After I gave birth, I lost the weight very quickly, and it still stays off. I eat only the stuff that I like. Sometimes junk food, if it's not delicious for me, I won't eat it. My therapist says that I finally found my comfort, which is apparently having a family. Story 4. I underwent gastric sleeve surgery. I lost all the weight without exercise, and honestly, it was the best decision of my life. I am 6 foot 8 inches, 203 centimeters, and used to weigh 420 pounds, 200 kilograms. The only issue now is that I want to build muscle but cannot eat enough to gain it and am struggling with supplements. Plus, the saga skin, but I have made my peace that I will have to undergo another surgery to remove it. Why do you ask? Are you looking for ways to lose weight easily? Because today there are many options. And don't trust the skinny people. They are not our people. None of them knows the struggle of having a black hole for a stomach that never gets filled. Trust me on that. Story 5. Still trying to lose weight, but the first changes that helped were making water my primary drink, avoiding high fructose corn syrup when possible, and only eating fast food when absolutely necessary for my schedule. Story 6. Happy and proud today, terzepatide. 50 years of dieting and failing to admit I had a disease. I'm down 70 pounds in 16 months. Happy and healthy. There is no one answer out there. I now weigh less than I did when I got married 35 years ago and accept I will be on medication until my very late years. I see all these simplistic answers of calorie deficit. That's the code words I use when someone asks me, and I don't feel like sharing the details. My mind trick. If you have a lot to lose and can either afford it yourself or insurance covers it, do it. It's life-changing to turn off that food noise in your brain. Story 7. I got a bad case of the flu and was out for a week. I didn't move much, just stayed in bed. I had night sweats from the fever and generally didn't feel up to getting food. Suddenly, I lost 6 pounds and have kept it off since. Story 8. Eat more fruits and vegetables. Good proteins. Remove sugars and processed foods. Be active. That is the only formula that solves this. No shortcuts. Story 9. Honestly, eat less and practice mindful eating. But what no one will tell you is that it matters what you eat unless you have willpower, because some foods keep you full longer. Story 10. Stopping ordering food every day and forcing myself to prepare healthy foods such as rice, beans, and salad. I started going to the gym too. In less than 3 months, I lost 14 kilograms. Once or twice a month, I order sushi. I don't stop eating sweets during the week if I feel like it, but I avoid it. Story 11. Life and routine changes. Started eating less and healthier. Making small changes in my routines until they turned into big changes. This year, I started swimming 5 days a week for 1 hour. I used to run, but my knees are bad. Story 12. I ate chicken and vegetables for lunch and dinner. Only drank water. Ate celery and fruit as my snacks. I had 1 sandwich for breakfast, maybe 1 or 2 eggs. And I would hit the gym hard. Cardio for weight loss, obviously. Nothing more, nothing less. Story 13. So, a couple of years back, I lost 50 pounds. I stayed in a calorie deficit while also doing a 30-minute workout and a 30-minute to an hour walk almost every day. I also cut out all drinks besides water. I plan on doing this again after having kids, and my goal this time is to lose 75 to 100 pounds. Story 14. High school girlfriend broke up with me. I decided to change my life for the better, stopped playing World of Warcraft, started playing ice hockey, started running, started cooking for myself. I'm 6 foot 2 inches and I was a bit over 300 at one point. I went down to 210 when I was at my peak of weight loss. In the 20 years since all of that, I basically hovered around 220, stopped playing ice hockey after 15 years, and maintain a regular run schedule plus playing Dance Dance Revolution. Story 15. No soda. Substitute flavored seltzer water. Cut out sugar. It's an addiction. The first few days are tough, but then you won't crave it as much. That also means looking for hidden sugars in salad dressings and such. Story 16. Less calories in, more calories out. Really simple in theory, but very hard in practice. Takes time and discipline, but trust in the process and you will succeed. I lost 25 kilograms 4 years ago and have managed to keep it off, although that is a different battle entirely. Story 17. With a motive that is bigger than my physical appearance, I want to start a family and have enough energy and time with them. I'm a 32-year-old man, and I was 315 pounds a few months ago. At that weight, you start developing some health problems. Mine were low energy due to a drop in my testosterone, sleep apnea, and liver damage, probably due to my weekend drinking. I've been with my partner for 9 years, and we are talking about having children in the next 2 years. I want to be a father able to play with them and have enough energy for them. I also want them to be able to have a father for a long time. So I cut out my drinking, cleaned up my eating, and started being more active. All of this is in the hope that I can be the man I want to be for my future children. Story 18. Down 81 pounds since September 2023. Worked with doctors, nutritionist, food psychologist, and exercise physiologist. Weight training 3 times a week, cardio every other day with Sundays off. Maximum of 1,700 calories a day, and tracked literally every bite of food I ate on the MyNet Diary application. Oh, and weekly shots of Wegovy. Story 19. There is no magic wand. Takes dedication and consistency. Eliminate soda and alcohol. Limit processed foods and eating out. Consume more whole grains, fruits, and vegetables. Avoid sitting for too long. Find ways to move your body, park farthest away, take a walk at lunch, and so on. Find a hobby you enjoy that also includes exercise, such as tennis, pickleball, golf, bike riding, or swimming. It helps if you have a friend to do it with who will keep you accountable. Story 20. Calorie deficit. I searched for a calorie calculator that lets you input your current weight versus goal weight, how quickly you want to reach it, plus how much exercise you do per week, and it provides a daily calorie goal. Then I started tracking calories in a free application. That, drinking a lot more water and eating a lot of protein have worked well so far. I have been losing approximately 1 to 1.5 pounds per week. Story 21. Quit drinking beer, zero soda, reduced my calorie intake as well as began counting and managing calories, and began walking everywhere I could. Dropped 60 pounds in a year. Story 22. Do not modify your diet first, just add in exercise. After your weight stops dropping, incorporate a diet regimen and watch your weight drop even more. When it stops, reevaluate everything. Rinse and repeat. Story 23. Worked out on a regulated schedule. Just use that lose weight in 30 days app over and over again for about 1.5 years. If you don't have it or don't want it, it's not hard to put their routine together. It's a 3-day on, 1-day off schedule. There's always a warm-up every day, usually mountain climbers, and you don't have to repeat it. Then there is a group of 4 to 6 various exercises that have 2 heavy motions such as squats, push-ups, jumping jacks, burpees, etc. First. The next few would be smaller of exercises such as crunches, leg lifts, bicycle kicks, and the like. Then planks. Every single time. The app starts you out at what you say you can handle, which for me was 30 seconds. By the time I stopped, I was holding for 2 minutes each time. You can do this group once or repeat it 1 or 2 more times. Finally, you do a cobra stretch for about 30 seconds and that's it. Went from 400 pounds to 300 in that span of time. I didn't change much about my diet, just stayed away from soda and fast foods. Other than that, I just tried to stay conscious of not overeating when I was eating. Learned it was okay to stop eating before I wasn't still hungry anymore, which for someone like me was hard. I was consistent in maintaining the workout schedule though, only stopping due to travel or due to sickness. It's slow, and depending on the exercises, there were periods when I was gaining more weight and muscle than I was losing in fat, but trust me, that still feels really good. I don't know how to describe to my friends who have never been overweight what it feels like to finally feel where your abs and stomach muscles are beneath the fat and to know they are strong. I couldn't believe after years of dealing with back pain I felt fine. It left and never really came back. Whether through diet or exercise, you have to find a routine that works for you and stick to it. Every day, especially on days you don't want to. Story 24. I cut out gluten and dairy and also just walk more. Literally just walk around your neighborhood or find a park. So good for heart health and circulation. Slow results, but that also results in less loose skin. Take it easy and be cautious not to get too restrictive. Learn to love whole foods and fresh air. It really helps. Story 25. Set a daily calorie limit and count everything I eat. I use my basic calculator on my phone and just add to the sum every time I eat, resetting when I have my morning coffee. No other macronutrients. I veer further away from high sugar and excessive carbohydrates the more days I keep accountability. Story 26. 1 slice of cheese. 1 slice of turkey or any sandwich protein. A dab of mayonnaise and mustard. I was able to lose 40 pounds in less than 2 months just eating that. Story 27. Changing my attitude about food. I used to plan our entire weekends around food. What cafe we would go to for breakfast, where we would go out for lunch, happy hour, and dinner. I finally realized I was using food as entertainment instead of nourishment. Once I came to terms with it, I realized how much better cooking at home was. My husband can cook a steak better than any restaurant. I enjoy cooking breakfast at home, saved on calories and dollars. We still like to eat out here and there, but not to the extent we used to. Story 28. This happened unintentionally, but I got really sick and lost about 4.5 pounds. This was months ago, and I haven't gained it back. Now I'm just weak and anemic. 0 out of 10 would not recommend. Story 29. About 2 years ago, I decided to work on my physical health since my mom was ill with a condition that she wouldn't ever recover from. I started with just a diet. I ate based on serving sizes from the nutrition facts. For breakfast, I would eat 1 or 2 servings of sausage links with some syrup. Each serving was 3 links, so 3 to 6 links, and the bag they came in was around 50. I'd figure out how many days it would cover me and buy 2 bags since it would last me a month. I also tried a Japanese breakfast from time to time, the rice and egg dish. Rice was a big factor for me and still is. It lasts a very long time. A 20-pound bag lasted me half a year. I'd add some things to it, fish, smoked sausage, whatever I felt might be good with it, and just kept watching my serving sizes. I also accounted for calories when determining how much to eat, so I could stay in a calorie deficit. In 6 months, I was down around 50 pounds without any exercise, just dieting. I started around 296 pounds and got down to the 240 to 250 range. It was early last year that I started walking. As silly as it sounds, I did a couple of indoor walks just to see how I'd feel walking for an extended period. After a few days, I started walking outside. Once I felt like it was easy enough, I challenged myself to walk to a convenience store that takes about a half hour to reach and another half hour to walk back home. I managed to make it there and back, and in total, it was around 6,000 to 7,000 steps. I did that every single day throughout spring and summer. I'm proud to say that within a year and a half since starting the diet, I lost 100 pounds. Now, I hover around the 190-pound range. I still have belly fat I want to get rid of, but I need to work out more. I've been procrastinating and am not sure how best to approach that. I do lift weights and my arms have gained some muscle at least. Nowadays, I walk 10,000 steps a day. I just wanted to share my journey up till now. Story 30. I wasn't overweight but was getting a dad bod, so to speak. Basically, the best way to lose weight is to feel hungry. Not as in starve yourself, but I noticed if ever I was feeling the urge to eat and resisted, I lost weight quickly. I'm already at my goal after just a month. Story 31. For me, it is eliminating sugar and flour. It is impossible to diet when you are hungry. Hunger will win. But for me, when I do this and eat lean protein like chicken breasts, ground turkey, lots of fish, salmon, tilapia, trout, and tuna, and eat all the vegetables I want, eat nuts, peanuts, and have giant salads all the time with olive oil and vinegar, my hunger goes away. It is not intended to be low carb. I do not limit carbs as a rule or anything, but it just happens to be slightly lower on carbs. The hunger goes away. I am at, according to online calculators, a maintenance level of 2,700 calories. I started counting calories lately, and I am coming in at about 1,500 calories a day, fully satiated, and absolutely do not want to eat more. I am actually worried that I am not eating enough, but if I decide to have sugar and flour, then I will hit 4,000 calories a day easily. A bag of potato chips, too full to eat, but I will force down dessert, snack constantly, like I am grazing through my pantry. Story 32. Calorie counting and intermittent fasting. One piece of advice is to just start tracking calories. Don't worry about eating less, just build the habit of tracking. Eventually, you'll find areas that you are willing to concede that won't have strong implications on your life. I went from 290 pounds and obese to having a six-pack and a great physique because I looked at nutrition as a way of life that is sustainable, not a fad diet. I did all of that without sacrificing my evening dessert. I'd eat a slice of cake or cookies or whatever I wanted, but I made room for it.